Tonight on FriDate, I host Brian Babu, an award-winning stylist with such an impressive portfolio and passion for fashion, and has worked with some of the biggest names here in Kenya. Welcome to the program.
How are you?
How are you?
How are you doing?
If they only knew what you were telling me just a few seconds. Good to see you, my man.
Good to see you. How are you?
How's everything?
Good, fantastic.
You're looking lovely. I could have told you simame kidogo.
I had to pull up real quick.
Take simama kidogo watu wakuone. Hey!
Siwezi kukataa kuonekana.
Number one stylist.
Lazima.
Eish.
You have to represent.
I love this. Who did that for you actually?
She's called Wangari Madenge.
Oh, okay.
It's a Kenyan brand.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah.
I love that. And what do you call this? Like a kit? Like no.
It's like wax.
Oh,
like
that's how you call it?
Ankara.
Ankara.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful color.
Yeah. Like lovely, vibrant prints.
With your shades and your rings. Babu.
Yes.
Describe your style in 3 words.
Eccentric, bold, and loud.
Oosh.
Eccentric, bold, and
bold is very true.
Bold is very, and it's very eccentric. It's very acquired. I also believe that I'm a very Pan-African kind of dresser. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I borrow from various cultures just for my personal style.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, let me get this straight. From economics degree to fashion. How?
How?
Where?
It was the most natural thing to do. So I have, how would I put this? So I am from a lineage of very cool human beings. I'm fortunate. So my mother used to own a tailoring business.
Okay.
And my father and basically my grandparents are guys who are very into style and well-dressed etiquette and those kinds of things. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because it's a very huge risk, by the way. Did you get to finish your bachelor's degree?
Actually, no. I'm 6 units away.
Only?
Only.
Are you planning to finish it?
Yes.
Okay.
I went to campus this year, and it was interesting. Mm-hmm. But I plan to finish, and actually I'm thinking about taking another degree altogether to study something different that will now sort of plug into my fashion. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But is this where you thought you would end up? Like if you backdated to like 10 years, like did you ever imagine that you'd be one of the best Kenyan stylists?
No. I thought I wanted to do an amazing job with what I do. I wanted to enjoy myself. I think that's what I would say. I wanted to have fun with what I was doing. I tried working office jobs before, and it just wasn't.
It didn't cut out for you.
It's just it was very monotonous, and what I do now is very adventurous and very interesting and challenging at the same time, but is equally very fulfilling. Yeah, it's very fulfilling what I do.
And how long have you done this for?
This could be, we're 8 years in. 8 years in.
Of course, a lot of hard work, Brian.
A lot of hard work, a lot of sleepless nights, a lot of emergencies like the one I just had this evening. So,
how did you venture into style? Where did that birth come from?
So, as I said, my mom used to own a tailoring business, and so I sort of just like style. It was just a thing we used to do. Then I used to do stuff for my siblings, for my cousins, for relatives, and all that. Then I don't know. Then I used to read magazines all the time, but I never thought like one day I was like, oh, I mean, these people put together clothes and stuff like that. I don't know if. I mean, it's interesting. Then I learned of Kenyan stylists and who do the magazines. Like, I mean, I could do that. I mean, I do it all the time here. So I wrote it was a message. I remember a Facebook one. Facebook used to be popular back then.
Yes, it's still, for me.
Well,
I love Facebook.
Yeah. So I wrote a message to Sunny, and then Sunny, I worked under Sunny for a bit. Then I started just doing small jobs here and there. I sort of started building my career to what it is now. Yeah. And
of course, with that, your hard work paid a lot because you have won quite a few awards, Brian. Please tell us about that.
So I am Brian's Africa Stylist of the year 2018 or 19?
There's one for 2016, there's one for 2017.
There's no one for 2017.
There's not 2016?
There are 2 for 2016 and then 2 for... There's a 2014 one, there's a... Like it's a chain of awards. It's a chain of awards. There's one for 2020. I think there's one for 2021. Yeah.
And how does that make you feel when you look at these, achievements and you're like, damn?
I feel blessed. I really do feel blessed and privileged because not many people, so many people get to do the things that they love, but then they don't get to just have it rewarded or appreciated in the way that mine has been, fortunately.
Yeah.
And I've been able to meet various people, good or bad, like good especially, like just very, I've been able to work on a lot of things that have been, yeah.
Brian, do you generally style for day-to-day as well as events?
So it's a mix.
Okay.
It really is. So I have corporate clients who are not posted on Instagram and all this social media. Very private
clients.
So CEOs, MDs for various corporations that I do their day-to-day wardrobe. Yeah, and then now there's events, concerts, TV shows, all those things. Yeah.
And how do you determine a client's personal style?
We vibe. Legit, like I know it when people say we vibe, it sounds like, oh well, that's a foreign concept. But I sit down and connect to the client. So for me, this is not like a store-bought thing. You cannot go and say, I want the stylist, nifungie tattoo. Yeah, like I sit, I connect with you, I check, you tell me about yourself, you tell me about your days, you tell me about your insecurities, because clothes are a basic need. There is food, shelter, and clothing. So it's a very personal thing. And it needs to be personalized like that. So if you treat it like that, then you get to connect with the person, you get to you end up picking the right things for your client. Yeah.
It actually makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for somebody like me, what would you dress me in the first photo shoot? Like, would you do an African in me or?
No, we'd have to have a whole consultation. I mean, I've dressed you a couple of times before.
Yes, you have.
But then also that's because there were briefs involved and things like that. Because there was an ad. I dressed you for an ad.
Yes, you did.
I've dressed you for a shoot for something else.
Yes.
Yes. But I've dressed you for an event.
And it was amazing.
Yeah, it was fun.
It was amazing.
So
and it's fun.
Yeah.
And styling should be fun.
It should be fun. Like, you should not I mean, you get a stylist to help you so that you don't got to think about it, but the process should also be enjoyable. Yeah. What
were and are still your biggest weaknesses and challenges so far?
Time.
Right, yes. Brian was supposed to be here, right? What, 8:30?
8:30. Time, because you might plan something the way you have it in mind, but then because of just variables that you completely don't have control over, you might run over time, run late and stuff like that. Because sometimes you're waiting for a designer to finish tailoring something, you're waiting for a delivery, a fitting might take longer than expected. There are all those things. Again, still on time, I feel like I don't have enough time in my day. I feel like I need another 8 hours to make it 32, 30,
Yeah.
So that I just have more time. So time is a challenge, but I'm making peace with it. I'm trying to find ways of just balancing work life and also just living life.
So do you have a journal where you just take the timings and everything? How do you balance that and your free time? Because styling can be any day, even a Sunday, right?
Styling can be any time. So I get very unorthodox off days. So I get a breaks on a Tuesday or on a random Thursday. You're like, what are you? Oh, I'm in bed.
Right.
What, in the middle of the week?
Yeah.
Yeah, and sometimes this week I knew I had an off day on a Wednesday.
And what did you do? Just
I went for a
relaxed
staycation.
or okay? It's also very important.
Yeah, just like
you get very
also
tired.
take care of yourself.
Yeah.
There's a project which will come to your screens very soon.
Ooh.
That I was working on last week, and I realized, I think even this evening as I sat somewhere, I realized I'd really given a lot of myself for that project, that at some point I might lack what to give. So it's also important for you to self-preserve so that you can just take a step back, breathe, rest, rejuvenate, then come back. Yeah.
I want to ask you this next question. What is the biggest misconception people not working in your field have about your job?
It's just putting clothes. It's just clothes.
That's what they say. Ni nguo tu.
Ni nguo
Iko
tu.
style tu.
It's never about clothes. It's just not clothes. It is personality. It is comfort. It is communication, because what you wear says a lot about you. Like what I'm wearing now is very bold, you know? What you're wearing now says a lot about you than imagine if you are wearing a sack. You know, like...
Imagine wearing a sack, by the way, with boots.
I mean,
how
you
would
look
that be?
fantastic. Someone told me today. Funny story.
Yeah.
I was with someone who's like, oh my God, like, Brian, you can even like style a sack. It just depends on
Right?
how
And
you
put
put
like a
it
cowboy
together.
hat and boots.
And it's just like,
True.
you could wear a sack and it like, it
Just
could
make it look good.
Make it look good, yeah. But again, it is more than just putting clothes. I remember the most offensive thing someone has ever said to me was, this thing you're doing, it's just clothes that you're just putting on people. I could even do it myself. I think that to date, and she said this to me, I think 4 years ago, I still find it to be the most offensive thing someone has ever said to me in terms of my work. Yeah, that it is just clothes, it's not just clothes.
It's an art.
It's an art. It's a bit more than just clothes.
Yeah. Tell us about, your styling process with Sauti Sol, by the way. They look so amazing, Brian. Honestly, do you sketch what they wear, or do you sit down with tailors 24/7?
It is
They look so hot.
Yeah, but it's a very demanding job, I must say. There's sketching, but that's the designer's side. But there's a lot of briefing. There are a lot of fittings involved. There's a lot. It's time demanding, and it's a labor of love, I must say.
Yeah.
But it's a lot. It involves a lot of meetings and designing and cancelling and saying, nope, that's not the one, that's the wrong fabric, can we get a better fabric? Can you get this color, or this cut will not work, this is not comfortable for stage. It's a bit of here and there.
So what do you do if an artist is like, no, Brian, I don't like that?
Well,
and you know very well,
the
you look amazing.
The fitting I'm from now, most of the stuff didn't work.
Okay, so how do you do you go back to the drawing
You
board?
go back to the drawing board, and as a stylist, your job is to provide solutions. So you call it, you're like, okay, I can't get something. What do we have in your closet that we could make work?
Yeah.
Or what do I have at home that I could put together that we could make work? That's why fittings are important, because then you get to determine things like this early.
Yeah, and also the color.
And then the color. Sometimes it's, because like now we had a situation where the fabric is amazing, then the cut of the jacket that I was doing fittings for just didn't work. Yeah. And like the fabric is amazing, the cut is not.
Yeah.
So those are things you sort of work around. Yeah.
What's your memorable experience working with Sauti Sol?
Memorable? Wow. There are a couple.
I'm sure there are many.
I mean, so the thing about working with the clients, like the kind of clients I work with, is that they have various levels and steps of success, and being part of that means a lot to me, and being included in that. For Sauti Sol, I think one was when they did their tour, their nationwide tour. It was a big moment. No one has done something like that before. Even now, still no one has done it. When they won their first Mama Awards, I was there with them, and I styled them for that moment.
And just making sure that every step they make, they look gorgeous.
Amen.
Right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
When they decided to do solo projects, I was there. I was part of each and every project and went through each and every process with them. So it might seem like just small moments and things here and there, but they're actually huge milestones for them in their careers, in their personal lives. Even like when Bien was getting married, I was there. When Polycarp was getting married, I was there. When Bien was getting engaged, I dressed him for his engagement. You see, like I am like, we have reached a point where it's more of like we are brothers more than, we are almost family.
Yeah. What other brand names have you worked with, by the way? If you can share a couple of names with us.
Brands?
Yes.
Wow. So, of course, Soul, Amina Abdiraba, Caroline Motoko, Safaricom, Atemi, The Nameless and Wahoo.
Have you dressed Diamond before?
I've dressed Diamond.
How was that?
It was amazing. I dressed him. So you see, with the moments, I dressed Diamond for his first album launch.
Okay.
In Nairobi. Yeah.
Were you like hesitant? Were you like, oh my God, what if he doesn't
First
like
of all,
this?
it was, God thinks I have a bad sense of humor. God has a very funny sense of humor. So I had just made fun of what Diamond had been wearing for something. And then I got the call.
Oh my goodness. And you were like, ouch.
And I was like,
I know, right?
wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was an amazing experience. We did a couple of more gigs that year. And then like we just didn't work anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As a country, can you comfortably say that one can make a living with just being a stylist in Kenya?
Yes.
Now?
Yes.
Not like before?
No, I've done it for I've done it comfortably for 8 years. I've been doing only styling. But it involves, I think the thing that people look at creative work is that it's not like a work. My job is a job. Like, it's like if I was going to a bank,
yeah,
same thing. I have emails and meetings on Monday like every other person. I have deadlines, I have KPIs, I have deliverables, I have all these things that I have to do. I treat my job, the thing that I do, yes, it's a passion, but now it's a career. I treat it like a proper job. And if people get to that level of discipline, because I feel like sometimes because they think they work in a creative space, they lack the discipline, is what makes it not achievable. But if you have the discipline, if you have the consistency, if you have the efficiency that is required to do what you do, then you pretty much could live off it and make actually quite
good money.
Good money, yeah.
Yeah. What advice, would you give, up and coming fashion stylists watching you right now, by the way?
I mean, chase the bag relentlessly. Chase success, chase excellence. I feel like there's a lack of chase of excellence. Everybody wants the money, no one wants to achieve excellence. I think before you start chasing money, chase excellence, chase something close to perfection.
Yeah, and also be unique, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Think out of the box, challenge yourself, take risks. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. It's the same thing. It's just that this is more creative and you're not sitting on a desk all the time. But it's a job. If you choose to do it as a job and not as a hobby, you need to treat it with seriousness and be serious.
And it's also very competitive now.
Yes, it is now. Yeah.
Let me ask you some quick fire questions.
Let's go.
Okay, Brian. One thing I would never be caught dead wearing.
Sagging pants. I can't.
Good one.
Literally can't. I can't. Could never.
Even sagging shorts?
No.
No, never. Catch him dead.
I mean, just take me to jail.
Okay, of course, sir. Name 3 destinations on your bucket list.
Maldives. There was Zanzibar. I was in Zanzibar.
By the way, yes. How was it?
Amazing. It was for another amazing project that comes out in summer 2023.
We can't wait to see it.
Yeah, for a big European brand.
Oh, congratulations, Brian.
Thank you.
So that's Maldives, Zanzibar, and one more.
And I want to actually visit Paris.
You and I both. I haven't been to France yet. So that's definitely on our bucket list. Yeah. What has been the most rewarding moment in your career?
Rewarding, there are many, but
Just
is there one? I think when I became the stylist of the year Africa, that was something.
Yeah. The best piece of styling advice you ever got?
Less is more.
Your ultimate style icon?
There are two. That's the late Andre Leon Talley and the late Karl Lagerfeld.
What's your all-time go-to look?
Full black outfit. Never go wrong.
Never. I love black.
Like shirt and
It's a real
pants, t-shirt
color.
and jeans,
Yeah.
all full black. You look timeless, fantastic, clean, sharp, 100% on it. Like never.
And
before.
sneakers, it can be any color
It
of
can
your
be
choice.
sneakers. It can be boots. It could be slides for all I care, but you still look on point. Yeah.
Lastly, Babu, what are the skills that are necessary for becoming, a successful fashion stylist? Because you did mention, it's not you wake up one day and say, I'm a stylist.
I mean,
have to
you
have
need
those
number one,
skills.
which is not popular to people, and you need to have very good people skills. If you have good people skills, that's half the job done. Again, as I said, it's a personal, it's a basic need, clothing. So your connection with people is important, and how you treat them and how you talk to them. So how you make them feel. If you make people feel repulsed, they won't work with you. Then you need to have a good eye. I mean, that's a bit difficult to train. You'd say that you have it or you don't. You need to have a good eye for style and eye for pieces. And those make a good, those are the few. I think those two are more important, very important.
What about
And
patience as well?
Well, there's patience, there's discipline as well.
Yeah.
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 But then also those come again to people's skills. Yeah. Because
Yeah.
It's all like-
finish.
it's just people's skills, it's how I handle you. Because if I handle you nicely, that means I have to be patient, I have to be understanding, I have to be all those things. Because then
A good listener.
a good listener.
Yeah. Brian, where can viewers find you on social media?
At Brian Babu.
Your camera is right there. You can look at them.
You can find me at Brian Babu on Instagram and on email as well, which is still on my Instagram.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you
It's
for
such
having
lovely,
me.
to see you. You're amazing, and we wish you all the best.
Thank you.
And I'm sure more projects are coming soon, and
Very
you'll fill us
interesting
in.
In November, there's something nice dropping.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Watch out for that, guys, and thank you so much, Brian. All the best. You can catch a repeat of this interview on our Facebook